All right, welcome to another class with Mathemasoft, and this is another topic under algebra processes. So here we'll be discussing about equations, and I really want to refer you to the classes we have done on like terms, that's addition and subtraction, and collation of like terms in mathematics. I will try to share the link under this video so that you can always refresh your mind with that class. So in this class, we want to begin our studies on equations. In mathematics, okay, let's first still lay some foundation. In mathematics, if we are talking about equations, okay, equation, the word equation comes from the word equal. So it comes from the word equal, and you know that the symbol for equal, as a sign in mathematics is actually this. So this is an equal sign. So when you hear of equation, you're actually expecting a left hand side expression separated by an equal sign with a right hand side expression. So what it means is that whatever is on the left hand side is equal to whatever is on the right hand side. So in other words, with this knowledge that the left hand side is always equal to the right hand side, which means that what the values here is the same with the values here. So if you bear this in mind, you will not make some unnecessary mistakes solving a equation. So it simply means that when you want to deal with this, you should note that whatever you do to the left hand side of an equation must be done to the right hand side, because both of them are equal. If you do anything to this side without doing it to the other side, then you have actually jeopardized this expression that what is equal to this. Just let's imagine that what we have here is actually 5, and we say this is equals to 5. Okay, if I'm adding 1 to this 5 on this left hand side, I must do the same thing to this 5 on this right hand side, because that's what we actually keep the meaning of this equal sign, that what they are both equal. But if you have done it, maybe you add 1 to this and this still remain 5, you do not do anything to it. Now in your own observation now, is the left hand side still equal to the right hand side? Of course no. So in mathematics, when you look at an equation, so you should know that they are separated by an equal sign, and that simply means that what is on the left hand side is equal to what is on the right hand side, and whatever I do to the left hand side, I must do it to the right hand side. So that is a very good foundation for us to note. Another thing is that we can uh, differentiate equations, or we can we can name equations by the power of their variable. Now, what we mean by variable in mathematics is actually what we call unknown. So you can call it variable, you can call it or unknown. Unknown means that we have an identity in the equation that we do not know its values. So in other words, in that equation, what they simply want us to do is for us to find the value of that unknown identity. Okay, like look at the example 1 here. In the example 1, I know that we have 4 minus 4x. On the other side, which is the right hand side, we have 9 minus 12x. The unknown or the variable in that equation is actually x. X is that variable. So our alphabet, the alphabet, okay, the letters of the alphabet are usually being used as the unknown in an equation. So it can range from your A to Z. Okay, anyone that they put there, they can always use it to represent an unknown that you have to find. In the advanced math, alpha may be used, you may see something like beta or any symbol whatsoever that, you know, is not a number. Any symbol other than a number is an unknown in an equation. So it simply that means that you want to find a numerical value to that particular, letters of alphabet or that particular symbol in that equation. So when we say an equation simply consists of an equal sign that is separating a left-hand side expression from a right-hand side expression. And it contains an unknown or a symbol or an identity whose value we want to actually find in the equation. Now, how do you say or identify the kind of equation you are dealing with? The power, or let me say the exponent of the unknown there. For example, if I have x, okay, and I have, x raised to power 2 in an equation. Whenever the power of an unknown in an equation is nothing more than 1, when the power of an unknown in an equation is nothing more than 1, then we say we have a linear, okay, equation. Okay. When we have, the power of an unknown in an equation, of course, you can go through our class on quadratic. We'll say we have what? A quadratic equation. Okay, a quadratic equation. When you check our quadratic equation, we say a quadratic equation is an equation that can be represented in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to. So any equation that can be written in this form is actually a quadratic equation. But what I just want you to note in this explanation is that you can see that the maximum power of the unknown here, because all these a, b, c that you are seeing, they're actually numbers. They will be in form of numbers, okay? But the only unknown here will be your x. So you can see the maximum power of the unknown here is actually 2. And that's why it is called what? A quadratic equation. But in this our class, we actually want to lay emphasis on linear equation. So we say linear equation, it means that the unknown in the equation has a maximum power of 1. Okay, the maximum power of 1. And when you check it, look at the x here is 1. In most cases, that 1 will not be written because it's just 1. It simply means that how many x do we have in this 4x here? It is actually 1x. So it is raised to the power of 1, but in most cases, it will not be written. You will not see it being written. So this is a linear equation. So, and we just want to see how you can deal with it. So we have a class on quadratic equation. Um, you know, a full class on quadratic equation that you can also check if you are in already, in that category of studies. So you can check our playlist on YouTube, and then you'll find a class on the quadratic equation and other topics. So on this, let's now go into this and see how we can solve this now. So with the knowledge of collection of like terms in mathematics, you can simply begin to deal with this. So in mathematics, things must be grouped the way, with their family. That is what they look like. They should be grouped together. Whatever look like, one another in an equation should be brought together so that you can treat them together. And you can see what are the numbers that are actually matched with x. We have minus 4x here, we have minus 12x here. So they're actually the one that consists of x. These are just ordinary number. These 9 and 4, they are ordinary number, and they will go with each other. So it's very important that you note that. Another thing that you should note is that in our culture, we always try to bring the unknown to the left hand side. Okay, the unknown group in such a way that your unknown or your variable will come to the left hand side. Okay, that so that ordinary number will be on the right hand side. Okay, ordinary number will be on. Doesn't mean that in mathematics, if we write, if we write 2 equals to x and we write x equals to 2, it's actually the same. But this is, looking more reasonable than this. Okay, so it's better for us to write what we don't know first and say this is the value of what we don't know. That is x now is equals to 2. X that we do not know, we are now saying that what it is what now having a value of what 2. Rather than for us to just say 2 is equals to what x. So both of them mean the same thing, but this is this make it's much more presentable. That's what I mean. So note that your unknown, try to group it to the left hand side and the ordinary number to the right hand side. So if I want to do that now, I can retain this uh, 4x, then I have 4 here. This 4 here, I can remove it by minus 4. Okay, so I will now have here 9 minus 12x. I will also do the same thing because I am subtracting 4 from this side. I'm subtracting 4 from this side so that this 4 can be what removed. So if I do that now, what will be left here is minus 4x, and then on the other side I'm going to now have 9 minus 4 will give me 5, and then I have minus 12x. Okay, so that's what I will have. And then I can now see that this minus 12x also has to move. So because I want to remove minus 12x, I will use plus 12x to remove it. And then I will use plus 12x. Let me write that down. Okay. So the next thing is that I will say add 12x to both sides. Add 12x to both sides. Okay, so that will be minus 4x plus 12x. So on the other side, I will also write 5 minus 12x, then plus 12x, because it's only plus 12x that can remove minus 12x. So this will cancel out, and then minus 4x plus 12x will give me 8x, and then what I will have left on that other side will be what 5. Now because of these 8 and x, they are joined by multiplication, so I can only remove this 8 by division, and I will do the same thing to the other side. So divide both sides by 8x. That will be divided by 8 equals to 5 divided by 8. Then 8 cancel out 8 here. Then I have x equals to 5 over 8. Okay, this will be my answer. So with example 2, you should get better with the understanding. So let's do example 2. 3 plus 2y. Then I have minus 24, and then I have on the other side 14 minus. So don't forget, we want to begin by removing the number on the left hand side. Let's remove all the numbers here. What are the numbers here? This is 3, this is minus 24. We want to remove them so that it will remain only terms that we have in y there. So I can first do, because this is plus 3, I will use minus 3 to remove it. And I will do that to both sides. So I will say 3 plus 2y minus 24. Then I have minus 3 equals 14 minus 3y. Then I will subtract 3 also from that. So this 3 minus this 3 is out now. What I will have left is 2y minus 24 equals, I can now do 14 here minus this 3. Okay, that will give me 11. Then I have minus 3y. So the next thing is that I need to remove this minus 24, and I can remove minus 24 by plus 24. Okay, so I will say I have 2y now minus 24 plus 24. Okay, no need for that bracket, equals 11 minus 3y. Then I have plus 24. Minus 24 will cancel out plus 24, and then this 24, and then I have what will be left here will be 2y. Then I have 11 plus this 24. Let's just simply add it directly. 11 plus that will give us 35. Okay, and then minus 3y that is there. Now it's time for this 3 minus 3y to move to the left hand side. So it is because it is minus 3y, I will use plus 3y to remove it. I will use plus 3y to remove it, and I will do that to both sides. So this one will be 2y now plus 3y equals 35 minus 3y, okay, plus 3y. So minus 3y will cancel what? Plus 3y. Then I will have 5y equals 35. Now it's time for me to remove 5 from this y. But because 5 and this y, they are being joined by multiplication, then I will use division to remove it. Moving it. I'm dividing both sides by what? 5 equals 35 divided by what? 5. That will now be 5 here, cancel out. And then I have y equals 35 over 5. 5 here 1, 5 here 7. And that will give me the answer of 7. So this will be our answer. So it's very important you note this process. So I think you can try out number 3. Try out number 3 and let me have your answer in the comment section. Send me your answer and let me see and measure your understanding of this. See you in the next video. Bye for now.